Bouncing back from defeat. Lessons from the 2009 Lions Tour. How do you bounce back from defeat in a first Lions test? In 2009, our response was brutal. It's worth comparing and contrasting two separate events over the past week to really get a sense of the challenge that faces the Wallabies on Saturday. Shortly before halftime in the first test in Brisbane, halftime of the first test in Brisbane between Rugby and the England. Chapter 1. Tom Curry tackled Tom Lynagh in the air. None of Australia's players went after him. The Lions number, put simply, the Wallabies need to get in the Lions' faces if they are going to level the series. They were too passive in Brisbane, and they need to set that right at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. I see similarities between where the Wallabies are now and where the Lions were in 2009. We didn't show up in the first test in Durban, and we got monstered in the scrum. I remember John Smit scored a try after 5 minutes in what was South Africa's first entry into our 22. I'll never forget the debrief we had on a Monday. The defense coach, Shaun Edwards, played us the clips of that try. It was carry after carry, and every Springbok got over the gain line before Smit ran through two defenders. Edwards told us it was one of the worst opening defensive sets he had ever seen in international rugby. So we had to show up in the second test, which has gone down in history for its brutality. We had Simon Shaw come into the team, an enormous second row who was named man of the match despite featuring for the losing side. The Wallabies will be hoping Will Skelton, https://guardian.com, 25th, July 25th, Ollie Chesham, British and Irish Lions, Rugby Union, Australia, second test, can have a similar impact. When you're 1-0 down, you are hyper-focused, because the series comes down to the 80 minutes on Saturday. You want to keep the game plan simple, but there are things you can demand and expect. Emotionally, you have to be in the right place, physically in the right place, and work rate has to be through the roof. You've got to fight for everything. You've got to be desperate, but desperation can't lead to ill discipline or trying too hard, and where you end up doing other people's jobs. Because we know what the fallout will be if they don't get it right. Australia were poor last week, but when the Lions are doing their preparation, they will be preparing for the best version of the Wallabies. You don't prepare for last week's version, because if you do, you'll find yourself with egg on your face. I fully expect that Australia will show up. https theguardian.com/sport/2025/Jewel/25. We're not playing a pub team. Itoje warns Lions of wounded Wallabies backlash at MCG this weekend, and I've spent a bit of time this week hoping that they will. That's alien to me in the context of a Lions tour. I don't ever remember feeling or hoping that the Kiwis or South Africans will turn up. Why has it taken this sort of poverty of performance to invigorate this Wallabies side for a series that happens once every 12 years? Do you have to play so poorly to realize that you have to show up? Sometimes sport can be really simple when you are out of options, and the Wallabies are at that stage. They have to show up. They have to be so much better. Yes, there were some green shoots, but I didn't feel that the result last week was ever in question. To concede as early as they did, it was soft, and the hope must be they don't concede soft tries again. I really hope we get a competitive match, and I'm confident we will. Rob Valetini will bring significant physicality. So will Skelton. With what's on the line, you hope it's just a lot better. This is the first time as a fan with the Lions that I've wanted to see major improvements, but it's a demonstration of where the Wallabies are. They are the 6th best team in the world, and almost by default, because other teams around them have lost. We're not in rugby union territory in Melbourne. I was at the AFL the other night, and there were 65,000 there for a club match. The MCG should be sold out for a Lions game that happens once every 12 years, and it's not. Skip past newsletter promotion, after newsletter promotion. But while I have a sense of sympathy, the Lions won't. They'll be thrilled to be in the position they are, but they'll be frustrated with themselves because they didn't play to their levels in the second half. They need to show more of a ruthless edge because it's going to be massively physical, energetic, emotional. They've got to weather that storm and then get into gear and stay in gear. If they do that, I'm confident they can wrap up the series. Tom Lynag's brutal tackle, Wallabies' response. What's next in the Lions series? The Australian rugby team was dealt a crushing blow in Brisbane by the British and Irish Lions. Veteran prop James Slipper urges his team to take a bold approach in the upcoming second test in Melbourne, while former test star Matt Burke questions the lack of response to a cheap shot on young 5'8" Tom Lynagh. Slipper emphasizes the need for the Wallabies to adopt a more ruthless attitude and match the Lions' cunning tactics. The return of key players like Valetini and Will Skelton is expected to improve the team's physicality. But the real test lies in their ability to assert their dominance and overcome doubts. Will they rise to the occasion, or will they falter once again? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tom Lynagh eyes continued success in Wallabies' playmaker role. Tom Lynagh is eager for more opportunities as a playmaker for the Wallabies. In the context of the ongoing British-Irish Lions series, it's hard to find a player who has been thrust into the spotlight quite like Tom Lynagh. At just 22 years old, he found himself stepping into a crucial role at the last minute due to a neck injury sustained by Noah Lolesio, the Wallabies' established playmaker. Lolesio had been the focus of Joe Schmidt's strategy for the past year, making Lynagh's sudden promotion all the more significant. If you're interested in witnessing the Wallabies take on the British-Irish Lions in Sydney this Saturday, make sure to grab your tickets. https://premier.ticketek.com/Lionos. Although Lynagh had only shown flashes of his potential in Brisbane, his performance in Melbourne significantly raised his profile. He played a pivotal role in what many consider to be the best 30 minutes of rugby the Wallabies have displayed under Schmidt's leadership. Transitioning to the starting playmaker position was an unexpected turn for the Queensland Reds player, who had previously made his debut appearances off the bench. I didn't really see this coming, to be honest, but it's been an amazing experience, Lynagh shared with reporters on Tuesday. He continued, "The support from my teammates has been incredible. It felt like I was able to step in without any hiccups. They've instilled a lot of confidence in me, and so has Joe. My focus was simply on executing my role as a number 10 and doing everything I could to help the team win. When you start, you have more time on the field, which allows you to influence the game more effectively. Coming off the bench means you have to quickly assess your role and the current state of the match. As a starter, you have greater control over the game's direction. It's exhilarating when everything starts to click and you can see the team's growth coming together. Those moments of 10 minutes where we scored 3 tries were fantastic, but we also let them score 2 quick tries right after, which can feel disheartening. We need to aim for more than just 10 minutes of good play next time. We want to put together a full 80 minutes of solid performance." Lynagh has also had to adjust to a new partnership in the halves, as Schmidt chose to start Jake Gordon instead of his Reds teammate Tate McDermott. "I've really enjoyed playing alongside Jake," Lynagh said with a smile. "It's a different style compared to Tate, but I appreciate both of their playing styles. I thought Jake had an outstanding game on Saturday, and I've enjoyed teaming up with him." With Lolesio out for an extended period and heading overseas to Japan, Lynagh is keen to secure his position as the starting playmaker. However, he's realistic about the competition and knows that maintaining the jersey depends on his future performances. "Absolutely," Lynagh responded when asked about his long-term aspirations for the Wallaby number 10 jersey. "The jersey is only yours for the week if you're selected. It's crucial to go out there, fulfill your role, and deliver a strong performance. I take it 1 week at a time, and I believe the rest of the team does too. We need to focus on this weekend's game, and then see where we stand afterward. It would mean a lot to all of us and to everyone who has supported us throughout this series. We had a solid performance last week, and we hope to replicate that and secure a win in the end. We know there are many fans cheering us on and attending the game, so we want to give them something to celebrate. But here's where it gets controversial. Can Laine maintain his form and keep the starting position? Or will the pressure of expectations weigh him down? Okay, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.